Hi, I'm Phil, and today we're going to have a look at the M5Stack LLM8850 card, and that sits on a Raspberry Pi. So we've seen this before, but we'll just have a quick look at the construction. So this is the card we're talking about, and this is how it fits on a Raspberry Pi. So we're going to use it to run large language models. That is, we're going to explore artificial intelligence. And the projects I'm going to look at are, so we've got quite a number here. So if we go down, we're going to look at multimodal models. And in particular, we're going to recognize birds today. So we're going to identify the birds just from their images. And the arrangement is that we've got the module, the LLM8850, and there it is on my desktop, sitting on top of the Raspberry Pi. So let's have a look at the objective. What we're going to do, we'll just increase the font so you can see it. We're going to analyze images, and we'll be using the hardware that I've just been describing. And the images are images of Australian birds. So this is the second configuration that I've put this on. And because I don't have enough memory on the SD card, I'm going to use an external NVMe with 512 gigabytes of memory. And this is what the configuration looks like. So it's important to have that extra memory. And the installation, well, I'll go through, I previously installed it. So if you do this for the second time, you don't have to go through all of these installation steps. Some of them you do repeat. We're going to activate the virtual environment, and on the external memory, I have the target where I'm running the model. Okay, so I've done these before, but if you do it for the first time, to create the virtual environment, you just run these steps. You create it and you activate it. Then you install the transformer dependencies. And after you've done that, you're ready to start executing. And the first thing we do is to have a working directory. And the files are located on our we're actually 512 gigabytes, not 1 terabyte SSD. And what we're going to do is create our first terminal. Then after that, we activate the environment. It's already been created. All we have to do now is activate it. And we start the tokenizer parser. So we need Python to do that, the tokenizer underscore images, run that one. Then we run it using on the terminal, the first terminal, we just let that run and we keep it open. So after opening it, will look a bit like this. Here we get all these messages, and we don't really need to know much about them, except that it's going to go to a local host. Okay, so after we've done that, we then create a second terminal. And that second terminal, the files come from the same area. And our second terminal, we activate the virtual environment again. And this time we're going to run the image inference service from QN3. Then after that, we'll analyze the images. So the first thing we do there is we've run the tokenizer's already been run, but now we're going to ask it with a prompt to describe the image. And the image is going to be, the first one we're going to use is birds. So we don't need that one. We'll probably get rid of it. And our test images are Australian birds, and here they are here. So we're going to see what the results are like next. So after we've done that analysis, we get these results. And let's have a look to see what the final message is when we see it. The first one, this is the image that we present to the model. And this is the message that we get. And it says, this is a detailed, realistic illustration of a magpie. That is an Australian magpie. So that was pretty good. It was telling us even the background. So that's the first one. The second one, that is the picture, and there's the answer. So it's telling us it's likely to be a cuckoo or similar bird. And it's going through describing the head, the plumage, the body, and the background. So that was pretty good. And now we've got the kookaburra. Let's see if it identified that one. So it says this is a detailed, realistic illustration of a kookaburra, a large, distinctive Australian bird perched on a branch. And it goes through describing the features from the head, the face, the body and the tail, the posture, and it's giving us a description of the background and the composition. So it's done all those quite well. Then finally, we have the fourth image is our barn owl, and it's identified that one quite well. And the final one is our rainbow lorikeet. And it tells us this is a vibrant, high-resolution image of a rainbow lorikeet in mid-flight, set against a plain white background. And it goes through the colours, and it identifies the green and the blue as being quite stunning. It also describes the posture, the eyes, the background, and it's telling us how many tokens per second it took to come up with this conclusion. Okay, I'm using a program called VNC, and it allows me to see my Raspberry Pi on my Windows computer. So the screen you're looking at the moment is on Windows. And what we're going to do is open up the terminal. Okay, I was in the wrong directory there. It was one below. So I've gone up in the hierarchy of my directories. And this time I'm going to create the terminal here. So we've got our terminal, and we're going to activate it. Okay, so you can see that it's now activated. I've got verification of that on the reply. And the next thing I'm going to do is run the tokenizer service. So we'll just copy that, copy, and we're going to paste that in. Paste. Okay, so it's now completed and given us instructions. Now we open up a second terminal. So what we have to do is go back to where we were before, and we're going to create a terminal here and open. And now we've got our second terminal. We'll go back and activate our virtual environment again. So we'll go ahead and copy the instruction, copy that one, and we're going to paste it in. Paste it in, and then activate. And you can see we've activated that second terminal. We've run the tokenizer already. I put in the wrong command there. I had already done that. So we're going to paste in to activate, start the QN3 model, the image inference services. We're going to start that now. And there's a shell for doing that. So let's run that. And here we go. We're now running that now. And it takes a while to go through. We've only completed 5% of our startup. So we've got 25%. Now we're just under halfway through. So we're getting now close to completion with 97% complete. And so far that's taken us 142 seconds. Okay, now that it's completed, initialized our large language model, we can enter the prompt. And the prompt we're going to do is describe this picture. So I'm going to copy that and put it in, we'll paste it in. So describe this picture, and it's asking us where the image is. And the image, I'm going to copy the location of the image is located in images directory, and the file is birds1. Okay, so we'll cut down, make sure we don't describe our directory twice. So we paste that in, and there we go. So it's going across now. Okay, so we're going to enter the location again of our image, and this time I'll just type it in. So it's birds1, and it's a JPEG file. Okay, it's now come up with a description. It's a realistic illustration of a magpie, and it's telling us a bit more about the subject in detail, about the posture, where it is, and the plumage. So it's telling us that black and white is our chief colors involved, and it's telling us where those colors are located, telling us about the beak, the eyes, the wings, and the tail. So it's giving us a bit of an analysis of that image, including the background. Okay, so after it's completed that, so we're getting quite a long detail of that. And a final illustration. What we might do this time is go back and repeat that. So that's no good. So the image, we'll do it again. It's going to be images. And this time I'm going to put down birds2, birds2.jpg. So it's now running it, and it's telling us it's likely to be a cockatoo, telling us about the different features in the image. So I've got to type it in again. And our prompt, our location for the image is in the directory image or images, and slash birds3.jpg. And it's going through again, telling us this time it's recognized the kookaburra and where it comes from. And it's analyzing the features, starting off with the head and the face. Then it goes on to the body, telling us the color of the body, the tail, the position, how it's perched on a branch, telling us about the background, and a little bit more about the laughing call of the kookaburra. So it's telling us a little bit about the bird itself. Okay, so now it's recognized a barn owl. So it's talking about the facial description, how it's heart-shaped, face, and a bit more about the behavior of the barn owl. And now we'll do our final one. So see if it can recognize the rainbow lorikeet. And we do the same again. We give it the directory as described as image. Or described as picture. And we let it know where that picture is. It's in the directory images, and it's going to be bird number 5 this time, JPEG. It's going through its analysis, and it tells us it's a rainbow lorikeet in mid-flight against a white background. Going through the colors of the bird, looks at the posture in the background, the style, and it's telling us a little bit about where it's found. And so far, we're able to identify all 5 Australian birds using the AI tool, Gwenlyn 3, and it was able to give us a text description of those birds. For this demo of the M5Stack LLM8850, we need to have a number of components that are connected together. So we've got a Raspberry Pi, which is right on the base here, right on the bottom layer. And the next layer is a Raspberry Pi Hat Plus. And on that hat, we put in a M.2 module, and that's where our M5Stack LLM8850 goes in. So that's right on top. That's the one with the fan. And we need to connect the mouse. And what's quite important, we don't have enough memory. We're only running the operating system with a micro SD card. So we're going to add a bit more memory, 12 gigabytes on USB, and that connection is this one here. And that's our M5Stack LLM8850, and we're ready to look at large language models and AI models.